Welcome back to Change the Odd podcast. You guys are going to notice a couple different voices on the podcast today. Of course, Adrienne is here.
Hello.
Myself is here. But who is not here is Kevin A. Thompson.
Where is
that's
he?
okay. That's okay. We don't know where he is. He's probably on the golf course is where he's at. But better than that, we've got Taylor and Chloe Gall. Welcome to the
Yes.
podcast.
Guys,
Guys,
thanks for having us.
thank you.
Yes.
We're happy
Adrienne,
to be here.
you've been doing some homework on these guys. These are good friends for the
Yeah.
audience to know. But
Yeah, a quick intro.
Oh,
to
here we
you
go.
Guys.
Oh, here we
Okay,
go.
Oh, boy.
so today we have the privilege of hanging out with some of our favorite people, Taylor and Chloe Gall. They are incredible worship leaders with hearts deeply anchored in leading people into the presence of God and encountering the Holy Spirit. Taylor is a gifted singer-songwriter.
wow.
Chloe has the voice of an angel, and when the two of them lead worship together, watch out, babies will be made.
Oh, wow.
Too many.
Speaking of babies, I'm not done. Together, they have 4 amazing boys, all under the age of 10, which we should touch on because
Wow.
that's a lot of crazy. And their marriage is a beautiful picture of friendship, joy, and unity. They are life-giving, deeply funny, and the kind of friends who leave you feeling more alive after spending time with them. And we are so excited
Let's
to hang
be
out
alive.
with you guys.
Wow.
There you go.
Very kind.
So nice to know what you really think of us.
Well,
Yeah.
chat helped me
Yeah.
I was
out.
going to say, I feel like I'm sensing a little AI in there. But
That didn't
my
sound like you
goodness.
at all.
Remember, I'm trying to be vulnerable this
Yes.
year. So
The
here
word
we
of the
go.
year is vulnerability.
Yeah.
Do you guys have we can get onto that later because that's probably a part of the story of the word of the
Ooh,
year.
word of the
Yeah, we
year.
should dive into
What's
that.
your word of the year?
No, that's hers.
Oh.
Yeah.
Ooh,
yeah.
we want to know yours.
hear
Mine,
about that,
I shared the other day on the podcast too.
They clearly don't listen.
It's Sherpa.
Sherpa. You
Oh,
sure?
Sherpa.
no, we did
my,
know
my
that.
friend knows it's Sherpa.
I love
So
it.
actually, you are one of those that affirmed me in the Sherpa
Absolutely.
lane.
Yeah. No.
Such a funny
We all
word,
need
though.
one.
Yeah.
It's spot on
Adrienne
word.
was wearing a sweater that day that apparently is called a Sherpa.
Yes.
Is that a Canadian thing?
Is
or-
that
No, it's the vest, the Sherpa vest.
I
Like,
was wearing that yesterday in the zip-up jacket.
You didn't notice,
Sherpa
Taylor?
jacket.
You didn't notice what Chloe was wearing?
Interesting.
You know what I just noticed before we were starting to film this was Adrienne has dyed her hair, and Chloe had told me that was about 3 months ago.
Or
So
longer.
that is
Yeah.
tough,
Yeah.
a tough
Yeah.
look for me.
That is a tough look.
But
anyway, this
looks
isn't about me.
great. You'll look
isn't
great.
We love it. Well, thank you guys for coming on. You guys have a great story, which we're going to get into, and we're so grateful that you're our friends. But I like to know, for kids, what's the morning routine like when you guys wake up in the morning and say,
Wow.
today's another day?
Well,
But yeah, you kick it off there.
he's looking at me because since our last baby was born, Riley is 5 months old.
Yeah, just barely born.
And honestly, Taylor has been the morning hero.
Let's
Way to
go,
go,
bro.
Taylor.
Absolute morning hero since Riley's been born. So I'm a little embarrassed to talk about the morning routine because oftentimes I am not involved.
Oh,
If the baby's been up all night, he'll kind of take the morning
I've become
and
a
let me
big morning
sleep
person.
for a while.
you enjoy it too.
I have begun to really enjoy it.
Really?
But the flip side is 9 p.m. rolls around.
We're
and
in bed.
She wants to watch a movie or something, and I'm like,
You're done.
Yeah.
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 Or like baby might be up a few times and you're, obviously asleep by 9 and
I'm not asleep by 9. I actually try to hang on.
oh, you're right. Last night was 8:30. So.
Last night
Okay.
was 9:30,
Oh my gosh.
and I fell asleep in one of our kids' beds.
Yes.
Yeah.
But
Putting
yeah.
them
Babe,
to
it's all
bed.
good. It's
Classic.
I'll interject here because
Yeah,
the audience
interject.
needs to know you guys are very good at fighting. So any good fight is a good thing to kind of discuss here on the podcast. So no concerns at
off-
home, ladies and
No,
gentlemen,
no,
about
no,
this.
no. It's witty banter. It's
Yeah,
not
right.
fighting.
No, we're
Right.
not fighting at all.
No, not at
Yeah.
all.
No.
But I do like to wake up early. I am an avid runner.
Mm-hmm.
So I like to get up, run, and then I'm in a good spot to do breakfast, get the kids
Wow.
off to where they go. But I was noticing this morning, she got up this morning, guys.
Okay.
Way to go,
And-
Chloe.
For the record,
Good job,
I
Chloe.
am up like a couple to a few
Well,
days a week.
no,
I've been
let me-
more involved.
Let me affirm you.
Mm-hmm.
You are like so much more efficient in the morning than me.
Wow.
Like
Oh.
the lunch
Oh,
is made.
yes.
I'm like, dude, I need to just
Taken out.
bow out. I
Yeah.
don't even know what it is.
Oh, yeah.
That's why
Just go run
that's
some
why
laps.
I've bowed out of our morning routines.
Oh,
I don't
is that
know.
Oh my
right?
God.
No,
But
he
anyway.
never.
I actually
he never
curious,
really
like, what is
started.
your?
What's ours?
Yeah.
Yeah, I sleep until
He
7:30.
sleeps, then he showers. I have everything done. Everyone's ready, and then he comes down the stairs.
And I'm
Makes
the hero.
coffee.
Next time we'll interview you.
Makes his entrance.
Adrian's done a great job of waking up at 6. Like very disciplined.
That's because she
great.
goes to bed early.
Yeah. she
Yes,
does. She
I
gets
am
it.
the same as you.
Yeah.
I wasn't a morning person, but now I've become one. But then I have to be in bed by.
Yeah.
Yeah, last night was early too.
Yeah.
And we're trying not to watch TV shows before
Mm-hmm.
bed because we have a really bad habit of doing that.
Yeah.
And so then I'm just falling asleep.
You feel like you're better off
Oh,
without
yeah.
those shows?
You guys do
Oh,
TV
yeah.
in the room or no?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Right there in the bed.
Oh,
Yeah.
we
Yeah.
had to
Yeah.
stop doing that a couple years ago. We had a TV in our, well, we do now, but the
Very
kids
fun.
only watch it. Like,
It is very fun.
it is fun. And we're like, wait, this is the best.
I
And then we
know.
realized, actually, it's kind of the worst. Like, we are
Yeah.
definitely
Kind of
worse
ruins your
off.
life. Although I'm like kind of weekends.
You're-
I'd still like
yeah.
to watch a movie together or something, but
You're letting it-
weekdays I want to be like disciplined.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
think that's great.
Yeah.
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 Yeah, that's what we do too. Or we just fall asleep because we're just so dang tired.
Well, yeah.
And I
For
think
kids.
it's just the baby phase, you
Mhm.
know? But normally before the baby, we're like up together and just kind of tag team everything.
Pre-kids,
Pre-baby.
pre-baby.
Pre-Riley.
Pre-baby.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you
Yeah,
guys
I
got
don't
into a
remember.
rhythm. You had 3 kids, and
Yep.
then we had one. As
Yeah.
as a family here,
Yeah.
we had
Yeah.
one a few years later.
2 years later,
Yeah.
we were on the fence of if we were going to have
Uh-huh.
another,
Mhm.
and
You did.
the Lord, the
The
Lord
good
decided.
Lord made it clear.
The fun- one of the funnest
Yes.
things was we had one day where all the kids were in school before the baby was born. Literally
Wow.
the next day she goes into labor. So we had this little taste,
Taste.
of like,
Oh,
Like,
what you
this
guys
would
have
been
right now.
Yeah.
yeah.
It is
Yeah.
It's
wonderful.
awesome.
Yeah.
We know it was a great day.
Yeah.
But
So
we will
we'll get
walk
back there.
with
But you
Yeah, you'll
will.
get there.
You will.
You're gonna get
And
there.
Yeah.
4 kids is awesome. Blaine comes from 4 boys,
Yeah.
so he knows.
Yeah.
He's your Riley.
Yeah.
He's your baby.
Yeah. He's
so.
your favorite.
And you know what? You're great.
Yeah.
You're great.
It turned out
There's
all
hope
right.
for the future.
Yeah.
One of my
And
questions,
Riley's great.
one of my questions was going to be if you guys had a free afternoon, no kids, what would the 2 of you guys get up to together? What would that look like?
Ooh,
Go eat somewhere for sure.
For sure. Yeah. We're kind of foodies. Definitely a great restaurant. I don't know.
You know what? I think is we haven't experienced this a lot, but you know what I think we would probably love is like a hike, like
Yeah,
something
totally.
outdoors.
Mhm.
But we also like one of the
Says
things.
the runner,
Chloe,
the
you're a
marathon
hike.
runner.
You're a hiker,
Oh, I mean, not like I'm not trying to
avid hiker.
go with my Sherpa to
Yeah,
climb
right.
Everest.
We'll come actually.
But-
I'll help
You
you.
need it.
I'll help you.
But no, I love being outside and we love to just like hang out and it's a great opportunity to
Yeah.
just like move your body but have great conversation.
Yeah, but one thing that I miss that we used to do a lot is go to the movies.
Yes.
I don't
Yeah.
even know what movies have come out.
No, not many good ones, to be honest.
Really?
I've been looking.
Last movie we saw was David. Great family film.
great.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, we took the kids.
Yeah.
That was fun.
We
Yeah.
loved
That was
it,
fun.
but a movie for the 2 of us, it's been a long time
Yeah.
for sure.
Nice
Yeah.
product placement there on David movie. We're trying to get them to sponsor the podcast. so-
Oh, love that. Okay.
Oh, I was like, we are.
We're trying to get everyone to sponsor the
Whoever
podcast.
wants to.
No one has yet.
No sponsors, but we're looking.
Do you have questions, babe? Because right now I'm carrying this interview.
Keep carrying it. You're doing a great job.
crushing it.
The Sherpa
Okay.
is carrying us.
So we're having. So do you enjoy? I feel like Chloe, one of your giftings is depth. You know how to talk with someone and get to the depth. So when we're on the hike in the afternoon, do you just love that part of it? Like you said, talk. I'd like to walk
Yeah.
and talk, move and talk.
Well, in this season of our lives, if we're not intentional, we have very little meaningful conversation.
Okay.
And I think
That's on me.
oh no. That is not a dig on
No,
you
no,
at
I-
all.
yeah,
The
I hear.
reality is, and I was just thinking about on the way here, we were saying, gosh, we really need to go to dinner or something. Or maybe not dinner because we're so tired. Sometimes we'll sit at dinner and just like, but
Stare at each other.
yeah, breakfast, maybe a breakfast date. But honestly, I mean, besides how was your day, whatever, I can see now in this phase with older kids and all their activities and things, how you really do start to drift apart.
Right.
Because when's the last time we sat and we're like, how are you doing? Like,
Yeah.
how's your heart? What is the Lord showing you? Because you're not really able to do that in between like dishes and
Yeah.
bedtime.
Yeah.
You know, so honestly, yeah, I love anytime we get to connect because we used to be able to do that all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or when we worked together, we could go to lunch and have these conversations. But
Yeah.
if we don't make time for it, we just never really get to know how the other's really doing.
Yeah. And you guys actually had a pretty crazy year last year. I don't know how much people know or how much you want to give insight into it, but you had a baby, you had a loss in the family, Taylor. And I assume right now, like, you walked through this really hard year, and there was a lot of times, Chloe, that you maybe needed to do a pulse check to see, like, how are we just doing emotionally, mentally? How did you guys kind of walk through that and get through that season? I mean, you're still kind of in it, to be honest, right? Like,
it feels like we're still in it.
Yeah, I think that, so I mean, this last year, so I lost my dad in March of 2025.
Suddenly.
Very, very suddenly,
Yeah.
unexpectedly. And our two older boys were with my dad when it happened. He passed away from a heart attack. And so just very traumatic
Yes.
in many ways.
So hard.
Grief, for anyone that is familiar with it, is like this crazy journey that I'm still on and I'll always be on.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, it kind of has like flipped our world upside down in many ways. I was super close with my dad. He was very much just like the center of our family, and we spent a ton of time with him. My kids were very close to him. So it's been a big loss, but I mean, I don't know if you want to talk about, like, I feel like I don't even know. Like, I wouldn't say I lost myself, but it was the hardest year of my life by far. And there were times that I thought I was doing okay, but then a lot of times where I just was like, shell myself. And, and I think, like, the Lord has been so good in the midst of all of that. Truly, I can say that. Like, there's so much I'm grateful for.
Right.
But at the same time, like, there were moments last year that I know, like, I was not fun to be married to. And you were so supportive. I should say that.
Yeah.
I should lead off and say that too. Like, the way that she supported me and made space for me and came around, like, my mom and my family.
Yeah.
Was, just, that you, it's one of these things you're just like, I know I married the right person, but now I just, like,
You see it.
That's so
I
beautiful.
see it so much even more.
Yeah.
And I feel that way about the kind of mom you are too. I'm just like, thank God that I married this chick.
Yeah.
This chick, this amazing woman of God. I mean,
Thanks, babe.
we very closely watched you guys in this season, and Chloe, you were a rock
Unreal.
for Taylor. And Taylor, I
was a
mean, we
mess.
just can't. What?
You were a mess. No, I was.
Well,
Of course.
yeah.
Of
I
course.
mean,
But speak to Chloe. Speak to
Yeah.
the fact that you showed up. Like, what was the sense in that moment where, you started to see these times, and let's maybe pass the suddenness of it, but now we're 3 months down the line and you're seeing these tendencies in your husband, because there's someone listening today that's probably experiencing something like it. And you're very good at inspiring people. And
Yeah.
it's like,
How-
fortunately, it's God using you through this story, but tell us.
Oh man, I'm trying to think of. There's so much I could say about Taylor. The thing about grief is your whole world has stopped, but the world doesn't stop.
oh, yeah.
Right? So the show must go on. Like, the kids have to go to school. I'm pregnant with our fourth child
Like,
unexpectedly.
pretty pregnant.
Yeah. So it was just, it was crazy. And I think the first couple months, it was like, okay, we're doing fine. We're making it. And then that was when you really hit kind of your rock bottom, where it was like, hold on, this is permanent. We have to live with this.
Wow.
And I've never, and in some ways, to be honest, I was so thankful for how you still showed up for our kids, and you were still like, I could tell you were trying your best. But at the same time, it was like, this is a different person than I married, and I'm not sure what to do. But at the same time, like, I never wanted to, like, rush you through the grief process, but honestly, when times I could feel you distance yourself, I felt like I needed to keep pulling you in.
Wow.
And make sure that, like, it's okay to bring, like, the raw and the ugly, or, like, if you feel like you have nothing to give, just tell me. Let's just talk about it. I feel like my biggest goal was to make sure that you knew you didn't need to feel guilty and you weren't alone. So I don't feel like I have great advice, but it was just like, I remember one night we were about to turn on the TV and I was like, hold on, how are you doing?
Right.
Are you okay? Like, making sure in those moments, even though it feels weird or uncomfortable, and we talked and you ended up breaking down in tears, and it was this whole thing, and it was like, I won't share everything, but it was just like, I'm not okay, and it was like, that's
Vulnerability,
fine.
baby.
And you know, people say like marriage is 50-50. I think that's trash. I think, sorry.
Kevin said that, so yes.
Yeah.
You know?
But I just think oftentimes it doesn't work that way.
No.
This last year, in a lot of ways, you could give 10, and it was my year to give 90, and that's okay. You know, and I actually felt the Lord speak to me about that a couple of years ago when we were both talking about pursuing music or other things. I felt like it was my time to support you. And I was like, it's not my season. It's not my season for things to be about me. It's the season for things to be about you. And God is so gracious that he's allowed space in our lives for me to be able to pull the 90 with the kids sometimes or whatever. So you can go off and do what you need to do. I didn't know that he was preparing my heart for grief, you know, and for me to carry our family in a different way.
Wow.
But I don't know how people do this without the Lord.
Right.
And the Lord speaking to me about what my spouse needed, or speaking to me about ways that I needed to show up for him or whatever. So I don't know if that makes sense
It makes
or that's
total
helpful,
sense.
but
Yeah.
just leaving space for him to fully walk through that process, but let him know, I'm here. You're not alone. I can't make it better,
Yeah.
but I've
'Cause
got you.
my question, you kind of answered it, was the fact that you're pouring out all you have in this season, but where are you getting poured into? You know, and that's the beautiful thing about the seasons of marriage. There are seasons where you raise each other up and help each other. But what did you find? Because someone, again, I'm always thinking about that person that you got so much wisdom that is defeated right now. Where did you found it in the Lord, right? You found it ironically before you even knew that you needed it. But
Yeah.
where else? What was your environment of support that you would encourage someone to go and find if they're going through something like that?
Well, and for Taylor too.
Yes.
Yeah.
Both of you guys.
Yeah. Well, I mean, for me, it was, I've never had to be so vulnerable in my friendships. And you guys know, I mean, it takes a lot for me to really ask for help. And or accept it. People are like, oh, let me drop off dinner. I'm like, no, it's fine. I got it. This was a time where I was like, no, really, like, please bring dinner. We're dying, you know? And or gosh, I remember in those first few weeks, Amber's like, I'm going to come fold your laundry. I was like, no, you're not. And then I looked around and I was like, can you come fold my laundry?
Yeah.
So allowing, just being vulnerable with people you can trust, like you have to, but I invested in those friendships before. And so I think just finding a good, godly, solid community is everything. And then also people that are really, it's really important to find friends that support your marriage and will never pull you away from your spouse.
Oh, that's good.
So times where I could go in and be like, hey, this has been a really challenging part of my marriage because we're walking through this. And it's never like well, he should be doing this or whatever. It's like, how can we pray for you?
Wow.
Or I wonder if Taylor's feeling this, and they can offer perspective. And I always leave wanting to make my marriage better. So I think
That's
that's
great.
really, really important. And when you're walking through those seasons of grief or hardship, whatever it is, you need to be so choosy about who you're allowing to speak into your life,
Interesting.
and who you share that with. You need to protect your spouse and protect your heart because you're in such a vulnerable state. So,
Wow.
That's really good.
and I don't know what you.
That is good. Yeah, I mean, I'd say a lot of the same. Just community is so important. Like, you guys have been there for us. Several other friends have been there for us, and it's I think it's finding people that you can be vulnerable with. Going back to vulnerability, I think that is a really big deal because there's some people that they'll be like, how are you? And you can tell, like, you start to tell them, you're like, oh wait, this guy does
a little too
not want to
much.
hear it.
Yeah.
He cannot handle it.
Yeah.
But there are those people that God has put in our life that it's like, okay, we can have this conversation, we can go to this depth. And then obviously, like my spouse, like I said a minute ago, it's just like, thank God for you. And for my family, you know, like I have the most amazing mom.
Yeah, you do.
And my brothers and I are super close. And then, you know, the thing I would say that I feel like goes without saying, but I'm going to say it anyway, is just like, just leaning into the Lord, you know, where I feel like I did that when it first happened, and then I stopped. Then I was kind of just like
Defeated.
yeah, I'm just like, angry,
Mhm.
you know,
Yeah.
which I guess is a stage of grief
Yeah.
in
Sure.
some way. And but then at a certain point, it was like, I have to like make a decision of like who I'm going to be through this process. Am I going to be somebody that is like taken down by this thing, or am I going to be someone that maintains a soft heart? And I feel like that was like the flipping point for me of just like, well, yes, I'm still very much going through this,
course.
but I'm going to allow God to heal me. But there was a time I was just like, I just want to stay
Yeah.
hurt,
Yeah.
you know? And but when you allow the Lord to work and you're vulnerable with God, then I feel like that's a big difference maker. So
That's
that
awesome.
makes sense.
So then what's your word of the year for this year?
So my word of the year, I've told these guys. I need to find a better way to say
I
it.
don't know. I like it.
But my word of the year has been revenge.
Yeah, baby.
Because, you know, I don't know, like last year, obviously it just didn't go my way. Didn't go our way.
Well, you felt robbed, right?
Yeah. And
Yeah.
it's natural, I think, going into any year and you're like, this is going to be my year.
Mm-hmm.
And then it wasn't.
It
And,
quickly was not.
Yeah. And yet there's a lot of things I think God has put in my heart that have been on my heart for a while that, you know, just took a back seat last year just to try to survive. And and the other piece too is like I was going through all this, but also the kids had been through such a tragedy too.
Yeah.
It was like I just need to take care of myself, take care of them, keep everyone alive. So it was just very much like
Spread thin.
yeah, and just like
Yeah.
life support. And then this year, it feels like, you know, it's been almost a year since we lost my dad, and that will always be a part of my story. But the calendar has flipped, and it feels like for whatever reason, God's just like given a grace to this season to go like,
Great.
you know. And the other thing I'd say too, a little bit rambling, sorry, is you go
No.
through something like that. It's very clarifying in many ways. Just like, what do I care about, and what things have I been giving power to in my life that doesn't matter?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I only want to do the things that matter,
Yeah.
Yeah.
the things that God has wired me and like positioned me to do.
Yeah.
The rest of it, like, who cares?
Yeah.
So I feel like that's the season we're in. Is just like, let's take back what the enemy stole. Her mom used a great word that I think is probably a little bit more like appropriate than revenge. She was like, it's offense. It's like so much,
Okay.
so much of our
Yeah.
time as Christians, I think, is like defense. Like I don't want to get into that. I don't want to do
Yeah.
this. I don't want to become that. I don't want to be this. And yes, flee from sin, all these things. But also, we have been given a spirit of power
Yes.
and a sound mind and not timidity. And so like,
Yes.
what are the things that God's calling us to go and advance the kingdom,
Yeah.
do what he's put in
Take
your heart to
territory.
do, like live into your calling, live
Yeah.
into who he's wired you to be. And so
Yeah.
I think that's the season. It's like, all right, I've learned some things this year. We've survived. We're still
Yeah.
here.
Yeah.
And so what can we
Yeah.
do to go on the offense?
I love it. Another piece of the story for sure is your guys' ability to diagnose your identity in Christ and what he's calling you to do. We can get into the things that you're aspired to do in going on the offense yet on this year. But at the same time, you guys are very, very good at working through. And there's been some influences, Jamie Winship, Living Fearless. There's a couple things that have kind of helped you guys get to this point. But like coach or experience, tell people your experience on finding that identity so that when the storm kind of comes and then you get out of the fog, you have this identity that you can rely on and live fearlessly and attack on offense the things that you're excited to do this year.
Yeah. Why don't you take that?
Oh man. Well, I was thinking as you were talking about like having to lean into the Lord and lean into community, I think when you're in those heavy seasons, you discover how deep your well is, right? And how deep you are with the Lord, how much and like I said, investing in those friendships, you discover how deep your friendships really are, all of those things. And I'm so grateful that we had gone through, as for context for people, we all read this incredible book together, Living Fearless by Jamie Winship, and really did a lot of work to discover who God says we are, right? And it's not just that we are his children and beloved and all the things scripture says, but that each of us actually have our own unique personal identity. And for me, it was truth teller. And it's something that's been a theme over my entire life where I think God's really called me to tell the truth and be bold in that. And there's times I've lived in that and times I've shied away. But tying it to kind of this last season, it was such a gift to have done that work, to have spent that time with the Lord and know who I am, because I needed to call that out in my spouse a lot.
Wow.
There were times where I needed to say, no, this is who God is, or this is who God says that you are. And I don't know if you would agree with that, but in like the lowest of the lows, just remind him like, this is who God says you are. And I'm so grateful that I was bold in that. And and it just kind of knew who I am and kind of the role that I play in our marriage, to live that out. And I don't know if that answers your question.
Yeah, of course. I mean, that shares the experience of like practically using it, right? But even more so, the journey of how you got there, right, is encouraging probably, because there's probably people listening that are saying, that's great for you. You work in a church and, you know, you're around spiritual people. But no, like I'm almost alluding to walking them through, like we're talking about the lies that we listen to every single day, and we believe these lies, and then we write those down and we wash them away, and we say, okay, God, what is it that you tell us that we are? And listening to those truths, and then you kind of get to the identity of truth teller. There's that aspect of it too that people can walk through with the book. But for me, it's almost like your experience of being, let's call you a truth teller. I like how you've also shared in the past how when you're a kid, it almost gets flipped upside down sometimes on you. It's just like you are someone that speaks the truth, but sometimes that can come across as offensive, you know, to some friends in school or what have you. But like how you get to see how that worked in your life in a positive way now versus, you know, sometimes how we listen to the lies of how.
Absolutely. I think when you, especially now knowing like, no, this is who God says I am, you're able to see patterns of how the enemy tried to tell you it's who you're not your entire life, right? And I can think back to specific experiences, whether it was like a parent that said something rude to me over the years, or a teacher, or other people in my life, whatever it may be. It was always the narrative in my mind was always, you're too much. You're taking up too much space. You're too loud. You're too bold. You're too honest, right? And so I would always kind of shy away from those things. And as I get older and spend time with the Lord and make sure that the right voices are speaking to me, or I'm surrounded by the right people, they have confirmed like, no, that's who you are. You need to do it in love, right? And with kindness behind it. But now, now I'm trying to take up the space God's made me for, you know? And also I'm so grateful I married someone that encourages me in that doesn't shy away from like the ways that I am strong, the ways that I am like a bit too much sometimes, for sure. To be clear, I get out of balance. But yeah, that's kind of been part of my journey.
But the beautifulness of the gift that you give others is you give them steel in the spine. Like you give them the encouragement. It's like, gosh, I needed to hear that. And you're so gifted in that. And it's fun to be around. I'm sure you can attest to it.
Oh man, I was going to say, I think one of the cool things is like before we had kind of gone after this identity thing, one of the things I had noticed in her is like this ability, we'd be just having everyday conversation with people. And all of a sudden Chloe would just like, it's like the Holy Spirit just began to speak through her. And just like a Bible verse comes out, or like a truth that I had forgotten from long ago, or whatever, that she just speaks like right to the heart of me or somebody else. And I think it's so like dead on with what you're saying, like truth teller. It's not being too much or being too honest. It's like an ability that's God-given to call out like what is actually true about the situation or somebody. What would God say about this? What does Scripture say about this? And so it's not like I think that's the thing with the identity thing, is it's not like a job title, a job position. It's nothing that you can't be fired from your identity. You can't be hired to your identity. You can be like made that way by the Lord, and you've been living that out. So I've been telling her for years, like, you're going to preach the gospel.
Amen. She does.
Do all this stuff, and she already does, you know? So.
Let's say that. Don't need to give a word on a stage, but we'll do it in everyday conversation. Thanks, babe. That's very, very, very kind.
And I think that's what's hopeful, is everyday conversation, because we pigeonhole ourselves into thinking the one guy on Sunday morning gets to say the thing. No. You're walking with so many people, and you're speaking and articulating the lessons that those people are teaching to practical life. Because 9.5 out of 10 people are walking around questioning everything about them. And if someone can come up and say, no, this is what God is saying to you, what boldness that can give us to live our life, right? So,
Well, thank you. It's very
Yeah.
kind.
Yeah.
It's also dangerous. Life and death is in the power of the tongue. So when you're someone that can think quick and say exactly what's on their mind.
kind of like at a game night, right? You
Like
can,
at a game night, you got to be
Yeah.
real careful. Or in an argument with your spouse, right? Really.
it's good.
Oh my gosh, my dad would always say, "Think before you speak, Chloe. Think before you speak."
Oh, so this has been a theme in your life.
Yeah. And now I'm like, oh, I get it. And now that I have a child who's wired very similarly to
Oh,
me,
you see it.
now I really
The
get it. I'm like,
challenges
think
you.
before you
That's
speak.
a whole-
Child,
That
I won't
is
say his
funny.
name, but
We love all our
who
children.
we love so much.
So in
yes.
your fights, because that's one of the areas that we love to talk about, we love fighting for the good reason that we know that.
I think you should rephrase that. We don't love fighting, but we've gotten good at it.
How about this?
Yeah,
We're
we
not
love
scared to
progress.
fight because we know the result is going to be a healthier version of ourselves.
Yes,
and
and
we have a
amen.
secure attachment.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah,
babe.
we do.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
So hot.
Wait, oh yeah. I want to talk about fighting, sure.
Hey, it's Leslie from the Am I Doing This Right podcast, and I wanted to tell you guys about a 2-day conference we have coming up designed just for you. Whether you're a leader in business, church, ministry, your family, really anywhere, this conference is designed for you to refuel you, encourage you, inspire you. It's a 2-day conference in Northern California where leaders descend from all over the world for a 2-day conference that is going to be incredible for your faith and for your leadership. So we don't want you to miss it. It's April 30th through May 1st. You can sign up today at thriveconference.org. We will see you there.
But I also want to talk, like, you guys work together and you guys are both super creative. You both have like same giftings and songwriting and singing and leading worship, and you do that together. But is there ever times where one of you has to maybe sacrifice your own ambitions to propel the other one? Or I don't know, like, what's the
question.
dynamic between you two sometimes that can cause friction? I mean, you can be a super
couple for
super
Christ, or however
power
we wanna call
couple
it.
because like when you lead together it's just incredible. It's like the best thing ever, but there must be challenges that come with that too.
No.
Give me
No,
some.
not really. Oh my goodness. Are there challenges with that, babe?
I mean, yeah, I think that I feel like you've been doing a lot of the talking, but to be honest, I feel like a lot of that happened earlier on in our marriage when
Right.
we first became parents.
Okay, so maybe let's like
Yeah.
let's rephrase that and put it. You
Yeah,
need.
you're right there.
I got like a coffee grain in my throat.
Oh my
You getting
gosh, are you
emotional?
okay?
Just give me a minute.
Should unbutton
I'm
a
not
couple buttons
emotional.
there.
I'm just trying. Go ahead.
Yeah, like you've come a long way. You've learned how to do this because you've been doing it for a long time together. But back in the day, like
Oh,
what
yeah.
were some power struggles or
Yeah.
things that came up?
Well, I was going to say, to be really honest, like, and she alluded to this a minute ago, a lot of it is with becoming parents. There came a point where it's like, hey, you can't bring the baby to all these things because now
Right.
the baby's very loud.
Oh yeah.
And it becomes like it's really one or the other.
Yeah.
And that was an interesting season for us. But you've had to kind of, sacrifice probably more than me, definitely more than me in a career perspective.
Probably.
So yeah, I don't know if you want to share about that because that's definitely been a journey.
Tell them.
Yeah.
Tell them the story about the teeth.
Oh my gosh. Went Judah's teeth.
Oh.
So thankfully we'd worked through a lot of these,
course.
a lot of these things
But
before
I feel
this
like
happened.
it's super
Set the stage.
relatable.
So
Yeah.
for context, Taylor would often travel for songwriting, leading worship, whatever, all the things. And there was one time where he was on the road, and I think it was a longer stretch when our third son Benjamin was born. He was traveling twice a month, sometimes it was like 3 to 5 days at a time. That's a
Yep.
good stretch when you have a baby and a 3-year-old and a 5-year-old. 2-year-old and a 5-year-old. It's crazy. You kind of
What were
black
we
out those
thinking?
days,
I
you
know.
know?
I know.
But there was one night where I called Taylor or he called me to check in. I can't remember exactly.
No, you called me.
He remembers.
He was
remembers very
fine
well.
on the
He was
road.
too busy having fun to call. But I was home with the kids, and I hear a scream from one of the bedrooms, and it's like the end of the night where you think
Oh.
everyone's about to go to
And then
bed,
you're
right? You
exhausted,
think
yeah.
you're about to sign off for the night. No. I go in. Our oldest is covered in blood.
Oh.
Covered in blood. Opens his mouth, and a massive chunk of both of his front
Whoa,
teeth
gives me
are
the
gone.
shivers.
No.
Missing, gone. He's freaking out. And I think Benjamin was screaming. He's like, a couple months old. And I call Taylor because he was with someone whose wife is our dentist.
Okay.
Right.
I'm like, what do we do? So I call Taylor, and what were you doing when I called you?
I was about to walk into a Michelin star restaurant. I'm
Living
in
the tough
Orlando,
life.
Just living my best life, staying at a Disney resort.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, no, it just keeps getting worse.
Yeah.
And this was like day 3 of 5 at this point or
Yeah.
something, so I'm already like,
On edge.
yeah. Anyways, so he's like, oh, I'll do what I can. Good luck over there.
You're trying to be supportive. I've been there.
Yeah.
I've been on the road.
Yeah.
I mean, work is work, right? If it has to take you to a Michelin star restaurant,
working hard.
I mean,
it is what it is.
that's-
Let me
it's
write a
suffering.
song and go eat a
Change.
steak.
The tough part is there's only so much you can do.
There's literally nothing. I can
Nothing
do.
you can do.
I'm
right?
in Florida.
Yeah.
Like, I can't do anything.
Right.
You
Where
know,
the sun is shining.
Which is not his fault. It's not his fault. It's not his fault. No. Totally. But gosh, if that had been like 2016, 2017, that probably would have been a very different story, which was when our oldest was born in 2016. At the same time, we were getting ready to release music for the first time with Thrive, right? All of that, getting more involved in songwriting, all of these things. And I got pregnant unexpectedly, which is also a theme in our
also-
lives.
Not
Yep.
one,
God
two,
knows best.
but 3.
Yep.
Who
I
was
always say
planned?
we planned one. I won't say his name.
Second, I think.
No, you just did. We would always say we planned one, and he's our favorite, which is not true. It's
That's
not true at
true.
all. Not true at all.
Who is your favorite?
Yeah, I'll tell you later. But no, it changes, right?
Yeah, day to
By
day.
the
Sure,
It really
sure.
does change
Yeah.
by the day. No, we love all of our boys, but yeah, it was very hard. And I also think I could, and I'm going to do my best not to go on a rant. We live in this culture that says you can have it all, and that is just not true. It's just
Preach.
not true. You have to pick and choose, and you have to decide what you're going to prioritize. And there came a point where we realized, like, we can't both have great careers. We can't both have strong friendships. We can't both be present parents, right? And all of the things, something has to give. And even though in my heart I knew that was true, and I think I fought it for a while, and we realized our family's suffering, this isn't worth it. And I took a huge backseat for the last, 7, 8 years probably. And it's the best investment I could have ever made.
Well,
And there's a Ben Rector song says that he's learned to eat the fruit that is in season. And I think right now the truth is what's in season for me right now is getting to be with my kids.
That's great.
Right? That's the fruit that's in this season, and getting to invest in them and be a great mom. And it's okay that it's not my season to pursue these other things in my career. And it's my joy to support him. And I wish that I had just known that, but I fought it for a while. But if there's anything I could say to a young mom right now, or a young dad, whatever, it's pray and just lean into the season that you're in, right? Invest in, think about what you want your life to be 30 years from now, or what you want to go back and think like, what do I wish I would have done? And just let go of your pride and lean in, because you won't regret it, and you cannot get this time back.
Right.
I can build a
That's a
career
good
later.
reminder.
I can do music later. I can pursue whatever I want later. But I only have these young kids right now.
Right.
That's so true.
You
And
know?
I think there's a lie too that I struggle with believing, is that like you've missed your time.
Your
It's
window.
like, oh, you're almost 40 or whatever. You're not, but I am. And
It's coming.
You look 30, babe.
oh,
Gosh,
say
you're
more
beautiful.
things.
Okay. Did you dye your hair?
You look blonder.
No, but I'm going to. So just
what?
what was I saying?
The window of time,
lie,
the
you
seasons,
think.
and the scarcity
and
mindset.
it's like if you look in the Bible, it's like all the big characters were like 100.
Right.
You know,
Yeah.
like so old. Like God can use you. Well, He's using you now for your kids, but like, other ways in the future. Like it's not too late.
But there's
not at all.
things that God has given us passions for us, dreams for. These are His intentions for us. And what you're saying is your time is yet to still come and fulfill some of those dreams, even
Yeah,
though
yeah.
your purpose right now is massive in terms of setting up the next 50 years
Well, that
of your
and-
family's
Most
life.
important.
And
Absolutely.
building your character so that when the time comes, you're ready.
Right.
And the what am I trying to say? Whatever happens isn't greater than your character. It's like,
Oh, it's so
Oh,
good.
yeah.
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
What's the word? Not purpose, but your platform isn't greater than your character or whatever.
I'm not
Yeah,
sure.
like-
Because it could crush you if you're not strong
Yep.
Oh,
in
there
who
you
God
go.
made you to be.
100%.
That is so good. No, go ahead.
But
Ooh.
No, I was just gonna say now even every time I get up on stage right now and go to lead or I think I told Taylor the other day, I'm so glad God didn't answer my prayers
Right.
Wow.
the way that I wanted him to at 22, 23, even 30. I'm going to be 34 this year.
Woo.
Whoa.
You look 21.
Yeah,
No,
yeah.
she looks
Right.
34.
Oh.
She's- oh,
You said 34? You said nope, she looks 34.
embrace the 34.
I know, you're right. We gotta just embrace
Just
it.
embrace the
Embrace it.
beauty.
We're
No,
yeah.
Your beautiful
'Cause it's a gift.
34s.
It's a gift.
It's
Yeah.
a gift.
Life is a gift,
It's a whole
right?
nother-
You know that
Yeah.
better than anyone.
Yeah.
Botox will be my
No,
birthday gift.
no.
No, no, I don't
No.
think that's not what we're trying to say here, Chloe. But
Chloe,
if
you're
you would like to
missing
sponsor us from Botox,
I do think the benefit of getting older, though, is you do see there's a season for everything.
Yeah.
You know, the Lord works in seasons, and you don't have to force it. Like this life is supposed to be open-handed, and there's times that God puts things in your hands, and times that He takes them away. But there's there's just like a grace on a season to stay home or to go and do. And I think that's why it's important to learn like God's voice, because
Yes.
there's times that I think he's told me to go and work and till the soil, all these things. And there's
Right.
also been times where it's like it's time to pull back, you know.
Yeah.
And I pulled back from that season of traveling
Yeah.
a couple of years before like everything happened with my dad. And I think like I got to be a part of some really sweet times with my family because like we were kind of like zoned into what God was saying. And
Yeah.
And that was hard. And you should
Very
talk
hard.
about that too. So we talk about like my sacrifice.
Sure.
But then Taylor really felt like the Lord told him to pull back from some really specific things that are things he's like dreamt of doing for a long time.
Wow.
And there wasn't really any rhyme or reason. Actually, on paper, it was all very stupid. But we both knew, I know this is what the Lord was saying, and you did it. And I think you should talk about that a little bit and
Sure.
just like being why you did it. And
yeah, I mean, I think it goes back to what you're saying with just the whole like surrender trust thing. Is it's just like it's this scarcity mindset that's like, if I don't do it now, it'll never happen. If
Yeah.
I don't take advantage of this opportunity, it'll never happen. And that's just not how God works. You know, like his word says, I'll restore the years of the locust has stolen.
Yeah.
And at the proper time, like he will raise us up. At the right time, I will do it. And so there's all these scriptures about like God has appointed times for these different things in our lives. And so, yeah, a few years back, I mean, I was doing a lot of traveling, a lot of songwriting, a lot of not Michelin star dinners.
Just the one. Just to be
Some
clear.
really cool things. One of our
Sure.
songs, you know, had a pretty big reach on the radio, and getting to be a part of that was really cool. And it was this season of ministry that was just like all of a sudden God's hand was just on the music that we were writing, and it was like a dream come true in very like a ton of ways. And then it felt like I don't know, God just sort of, that season ended, and it felt like what God was saying is like don't get ahead of me,
yeah.
don't move past me, and go where I go. And for me, that looked like I had to take a hard look in the mirror, and through a lot of prayer, I just was like, I think my season of traveling right now, I don't think there's a grace on it anymore. Like we have our third young one at home, and so I just kind of told the guys that the team that we were working with on the music stuff, like, hey, it's my season to be at home. And that was a challenge, and it was kind of dumb in some ways, and maybe it still is dumb, but at the same time, I am so grateful for that decision, and because this past couple of years at home have been crucial,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
really crucial.
Yeah.
And I've
Yeah.
I think just like put down some deeper roots that if I hadn't have had in this season, then I don't know where I would be.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. I love it.
Yeah. Or there's been like even disappointments that we were like, oh, we're really bummed that didn't happen.
Mm-hmm.
But now we see, thank God. Like one of those things was you were going to have to be in Nashville once a month. And that was right before your dad passed.
Wow.
And we found out about Riley and we were like, and we were kind of
Yeah. Could you
bummed
imagine?
it didn't pan out, you know, and then we look back,
Wow.
we're like, oh my gosh, God was so faithful and so good.
Yeah.
And if opportunities like that come back around,
yeah.
we are like, our hearts are so much more secure. We're so much more like planted as a family, all of these things, we'd be ready for it.
Mm-hmm.
But it's just, and for some people, God gives a green light, travel, all of the things, but just lean into the season that he's asking you to be in
Right.
and don't fight it. Because when I did try to fight it in the early years, there was so much turmoil in our marriage. And I look back on the first couple of years with our oldest. Oh, I look back on those first years with a lot of sadness that I didn't enjoy motherhood like I was supposed to. I saw it more as a burden.
Yes.
And I will always look back and wish that I'd spent more time with him. And the truth is, if you don't lean into the season that you're in and see it for the gift and the joy that it is, and you're like longing for the next season, you rob yourself of everything that season is supposed to be.
Yeah.
Right? So
That's
just
beautiful.
eat the fruit that's in season
Yeah.
and enjoy it. And God is good.
Such a good-
And he knows best.
He does. I love that. And then practically speaking, how do you guys communicate that? Is it praying together? Is it journaling? What was that like practically to hear and be concrete with your spouse in terms of this is what God's telling us. We vetted it. What does it look like for you two?
I would say when we began to pray together, that our marriage totally changed. And
Completely.
it feels awkward at first, like pray out loud with your spouse. But there's a vulnerability
Ooh,
that is created there that I feel like when we do have conversations about anything, that's what we lead with. It's like, I feel like God's saying this. I sense this, and sometimes it's like, oh, really? Huh? And sometimes it's like, I've been feeling that too. I've been praying about this, and
So practically, when do you pray together? Is it like before bed in the morning? Before you just have a conversation?
Is it naturally throughout the day?
it's
It
like it's
varies.
usually like I'd say in the evenings,
Okay.
you know. And there's seasons where we're more like consistent with it.
Totally.
Like
yeah.
right now is not one of those seasons.
No.
It's
Yeah,
been-
because you're falling asleep.
Exactly.
Yeah. You're up
It's
with
been a
the
hot
baby.
minute.
Yeah.
But the fun thing
That's
is,
okay too.
Yep.
The fun
Yeah.
thing is, to be honest,
There's grace.
yeah, there's a ton of grace. And again, I think God gives us grace for this season.
Yeah.
And we're doing the best we can.
Yeah.
And I think we're doing pretty good.
Yeah.
Um,
I'm praying, just not with you.
I'm praying for you.
praying for you.
Top of my prayer list.
But it is fun when we do have those moments where, let's say, we were going to go do the hike or the dinner or whatever it would be. Like, there's this well of like, I know that you're walking with the Lord. You know, I'm walking with the Lord, and it's fun to get to like compare notes on those things. And
That's
Totally.
cool.
so,
That-
but
yeah.
yeah, I mean, I honestly, praying at night, praying just whenever. But let's not have it be like weird to talk about
Yeah.
the things of the Lord.
Yeah.
You know,
So
no,
good.
it's the best. It's so much fun to have like a shared mission.
That's what I was going to
You
say.
know?
What I love about you guys is that one, you're like great friends. And then two, you are on mission together. And it's just, you can just see it everywhere. And that's what's, I think, attractive for us, like as friends, that
Yeah.
we just love to do life with you guys.
Thanks. We
Same
feel
to you guys.
the same
Yeah.
way about you guys. Yeah. One thing I would say too is remember right before we moved to Orange County and we were just questioning so many things. And there were nights where we would just talk each other down and we would end up just being so discouraged. I think what we've learned rather than just like spiral into this hole of we both feel sad and discouraged about whatever the circumstance is, stop before you go there and just pray. Right. So just like, there's no way we can tackle this tonight. You know, there's no way we can fix this. Let's just stop, take our thoughts captive, and take a few minutes to pray together. And I feel like we always leave those moments feeling more grounded, feeling so much more at peace. We've invited the Lord's Spirit into our home rather than just get stuck on the financial thing we can't fix or the job thing we're frustrated about.
Right.
And that's kind of been a life hack for us, honestly.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Plus, we don't lose as much sleep.
Yeah.
there's that too.
Crucial.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
all need as much as we can get right now.
Yeah.
right.
Which is always your wisdom. You're like, we should stop. And I'm like, but I have so much more to say.
Yeah. 2 nights ago, we were talking about something. You're like, how are you falling asleep?
She's like, I got we're
Very
only
easily.
2 dots in on my list.
Yeah, for real.
I love it. Yeah, that's cool to give yourself space and grace as a couple to actually discern the event. It's not immediate. You don't have to make this decision tonight, but you're going to leave room for the Spirit to talk. And you're going to also find that people will affirm you that are close to God and start talking about these kind of things around
Yeah.
you. And you start to be more aware of it. I know there's been times where maybe when we made the move or different things like that down to America where, you know, you come back together and you're excited to share your day because, oh, something else happened that affirmed what we're thinking about. Oh my
Yeah.
gosh, this is, and then suddenly you're united in the fact that you're going to make this decision together
Yep.
versus resentment of, I want to go and pursue this job. And whether you like it or not, we're going to go and, you know what I'm saying? Like
Oh, yeah.
a family like that
Divided,
is,
instead of
even though
united.
they're a very, supportive wife and they just say, sure, if you tell us so, it's like, no. Have a mutual conversation.
together, yeah.
Give
Right.
space for affirmation in that decision.
Yeah.
That's so good.
So after a year like this, because you're very creative, do you feel like it's inspired music, writing?
Yes.
Do you have any exciting music coming out?
Great segue.
Really work that in there.
Naturally.
You know what is funny? I'm getting to the point where I feel like it is inspiring it, but I don't think I'm quite there yet. I think there are some songs I've written out of this past year, but it has, I think, given me this green light to go like, what has God put in you
Yeah.
that is meant to be like outworked?
Shared.
And so I have some songs that I've been sitting on that I feel like through this process, I'm just like, you know what? I'm putting these songs out into
Yeah,
the world.
that's
And
amazing.
so I've taken kind of like what for me has been a very scary step.
Yeah.
I've been like leading worship for a long time, been a part of Thrive Worship, and none of those things aren't changing. But I also have this other side of my like music stuff that's just songs that I write that
Yeah.
aren't necessarily church songs, but they're songs about faith and a lot of the stuff that we've been talking about today. And so, yeah, my first one is about to come out. We're just finalizing like the artwork, the last couple of pieces of it, but it's done. And I'm
Amazing.
about to
It's
upload
really
it.
good.
That's
I know I'm
awesome.
biased. It's really good.
Yeah, and so I'm gonna put that out. The first song's called "Open Road," and it's about faith, and it's just about, you know, like faith isn't about like seeing all the outcomes, but it's about just doing what God says to do. And so that's what I feel like I'm doing in this season is
Love
He's
that.
asking me to put this music out, and I'm doing it.
Do you have
So
a release date?
I don't have a release date
Okay,
yet.
but it's coming, so
Yeah.
stay tuned.
Or
February
Yeah.
something.
Yeah.
We
also don't
might
know
be
when-
early March at this point, but
Yeah.
Okay, well, spring.
Continue to
it'll
check.
be
Yeah.
it'll be February or March 2026.
Mhm.
If you follow me on Instagram,
Yeah.
I'll be posting about it a bunch. And
Followed at, what is it?
Taylor Stephen Gall.
And Steven was your dad's name.
Yes,
Yeah.
and my middle name.
And your middle name.
Yeah.
Well, I just think that's
And
so
Ryan.
It is
nice.
sweet. It is sweet.
And Chloe, you're doing some stuff online?
Yeah, you're doing
Well,
some.
We don't need to talk about any of that.
hey, you're showing up online. I like it.
I
Oh my
love
God.
it.
I'm trying to like, and I was thinking while you were talking, it's also fun. It's fun to know your identity separately,
Yes.
but also really fun to know kind of why God brought you together
100%.
and discover that. And I think we've really dug into that the past few years. And I think one of the reasons God has brought us together is we are supposed to inspire people that God has more for them than they think. Like allow people to dream, grow their faith, and get back to believing Ephesians 3:20, right? That God can do more than we could ask, think, or imagine. Like living a Christian life should not be safe. It should be anything but safe. So anyways, I think that's part of why God's maybe been asking me to show up a little bit more online is just showing women like motherhood can be joyful and fun, but also encourage them in their walk with the Lord.
It's amazing.
So I'm doing that by like stupid fun videos or meal planning or stuff I'm doing with my kids, whatever
Just
it is.
everyday life.
Everyday life.
Yeah, but joyfully.
But joyfully.
What's your little handle there
Just Chloe Victoria Gall.
on Instagram?
That's
I
my
love it.
handle.
Look at you,
Yeah.
babe. You know, getting the socials out there and all that. The other day I was looking
the
at.
real influencer.
was-
in the
yeah,
world.
yeah, yeah.
I have a very interesting relationship with Instagram, and I'm trying to ask God why and
We're
what
so close.
what it. Yeah,
We're very close.
but that's not for another time.
Yeah, it is for another time.
But you should talk about it.
We will. We will get down to the deep root of it. But the other day I saw a video. This is fun. Where Taylor was singing to Riley on the ground, and I wanted him to sing to me.
And Blaine goes, we were talking about something. He goes, so Chloe, does Taylor often sing on the ground to your children?
Oh my gosh.
I was
Just everyday life.
It was more so like we love the fact that Instagram is definitely very catered, and it's not this real everyday occurrence. You do a good job of showing both sides.
Thank you. That is a real everyday
And I know it is.
occurrence.
Yeah,
And I
we
know it
know.
is,
And I'm
yeah.
like, Blaine, why
It's
aren't you
true.
singing
Yeah.
to our
man.
children with
Yeah.
the guitar? Like,
Yeah.
Taylor's so the Mary in our marriage, right? Like I'm the Martha for sure.
Things you don't want your wife to ever say.
Taylor is the
My
Mary.
husband's a married.
Oh my gosh, no, but in the best
Such a
way,
Mary.
he's
Right
so good at being like present with our kids.
Okay.
Where I'm like, do the dishes,
Bring it
clean your room.
Well, yes, that's been a theme for me too. And for context, Mary is the one who sat at Jesus' feet, where
Yeah.
Martha was trying, like, why aren't you helping me clean and get the
Yeah.
food
Sort of a
ready?
nag.
dude, and I feel for Martha.
Sort of the
like
nag.
y'all want
I
to
think
eat
we all
dinner or
missed that.
not?
I think all the moms
got it.
feel for Martha.
You're Martha for sure.
I'm a Martha, but in this season, I'm trying to be more of a Mary. Like when the kids are at school,
good.
I want to clean, do all the things, but I feel like God's like, be a Mary today. Be a Mary. Sit with me. Be with me, you know?
Listen.
So I'm trying to be more present
Good for
when
you,
I'm
babe.
not needed physically by anybody, including you.
It's really good.
That's why you've been waking up early, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, good for you.
I'm trying
that
to
space.
be more Mary.
And I admire
Taylor
her
and I.
discipline.
I know.
No, he is the Mary.
Reluctant Mary over here.
Yeah. He'll just be like sitting and like playing guitar, go to the
course.
piano and be like, Judah, come over and like sing with me.
Oh,
They'll have the
What a
sweetest
dreamboat,
moment.
Taylor.
I know.
Settle
Riley
down.
loves music. He just
He was,
Well,
he stops
how
crying
can
and-
he
Yeah.
not? You guys are so gifted
Oh,
in your
thanks.
musical abilities.
He never hears me sing. He just watches me clean.
Oh. You don't sing while you clean happily
No.
in this
Like
season
Cinderella?
that you're enjoying?
Do you know what's
does.
so funny?
She actually does.
People always ask like, is your home just full of music? Do you
Right. Mm-hmm.
sing to each other all the time? And I'm like, no. And now that I've been making videos, someone's always singing in the background. One of
Maybe
our
you just
kids,
don't even
me,
notice it,
Taylor.
Don't notice it.
Yeah, but it is actually really sweet. But
I love it.
anyways,
I love it. Well, we've covered lots today, and this won't be the only time, guys. You got
this
so
was
much to
great.
give.
You guys are a
And-
well of depth.
And it's so fun because you're authentic and honest.
for
But
having
one
us.
thing
Thanks for
we
having
want to
us.
Before
do,
we go,
we want to do this. This
Oh.
is new. This is new to the audience.
Yeah,
and,
Kevin
and the
doesn't know
listener.
about this, but
And we'll see if we get another chance to do an interview.
yeah, this
but
might be our one and
regardless,
done.
If this ever comes out.
we're really sorry if we ruined your chances.
Yeah,
Kevin,
yeah.
they're great. Give them one more shot.
yeah. But what we think is fun is because you guys are best friends, that you love each other. I think it's also fun to also hear the things and the thoughts that you have for your spouse and speaking life over each other. So without them knowing, we asked them to kind of send a little bit of a list or things that they love about their spouse. This is Taylor to
So
Chloe.
they haven't heard this. They sent
Yes.
it to us separately.
Yes. And don't react until I'm done. Okay.
Don't
You're my best friend. You are genuinely funny. You make me laugh. You have a completely pure heart for the Lord. You are an amazing mom to our boys. You've supported me in all that I do and have challenged me in the best ways, which we heard a lot about today, which is so cool. You have a God-given gift to recognize and speak biblical truth. You're so easy to talk to, and you bring joy and fun wherever you go, in brackets, most of the time.
Except for when you're a Martha.
You haven't seen Chloe at a game night.
Yeah, I am a delight.
They're both very competitive, which we
Yes.
love to watch.
Yes.
Oh my
Okay.
gosh. Thank you, babe.
Yeah, that's
It's very
sweet.
sweet.
Okay, now to Taylor from Chloe. She wrote it in like, okay, yeah.
I didn't realize it was like a
It's not like
dear
two-
Taylor.
Yeah,
No,
yeah,
no,
yeah.
no.
But
Sorry.
about Taylor, he's a man of great integrity. Sometimes the narrow road is a lonely road, but he chooses obedience over man's approval every time. Oftentimes he deserves the credit, yet he rarely takes it. He's humble, and that's hot. He is so funny, doesn't need to be the funniest or the loudest in the room, but the jokes he's keeping to himself or saying to the person next to him are probably the funniest ones, which we can attest
Yes.
to. He's my best friend, and I could truly spend every second with him. Red heart emoji.
Whether he likes it or not, I'm like, I could be with you all the time.
I love it.